The farmhouse sat alone outside of Plainfield, Wisconsin. Just fields, wind, silence. Deputies walked in looking for a missing woman. The first thing that they noticed wasn't the mess or the darkness or even the cold. It was the smell. Not fresh death, old death, the kind that lingers, the kind that settles into the walls and refuses to leave. Sheriff Art Sheely called it a sickening, overpowering stench. Investigators said it had become part of the house itself. They stepped further inside, and what they found wasn't a killer. They found a collector. Welcome to the Brandino Show, where we dive deep into the weird, the chilling, and downright terrifying. This is The Files of the Damned, Episode 1. The Man Who Collected Faces. Plainfield wasn't a normal town. It was small. It was quiet. It was cut off from everything. Winters were long. People mostly kept to themselves. And everyone knew everyone. At least they thought they did. Ed Gein grew up here. He didn't leave, and most people didn't. But when his mother died, he didn't just lose a parent. He lost the only person he had ever been allowed to love. On November 16th of 1957, Bernice Warden disappeared from her hardware store job. The last receipt she had printed was for a gallon of antifreeze, sold to a Mr. Ed Gein. Deputies drove out to his farm. They expected to question him about the disappearance. But what they found was Bernice hanging in the shed out back. Her body had been prepared the way that you would prepare an animal for butchering just after a hunt. Inside the house, the decay was everywhere. The dishes stacked, rotting food on the tables, and newspapers covered the floor. No electricity, no light. Just a wooden stove burning. But mixed in with all of that filth were objects. A chair seat upholstered in human skin. A belt made of female nipples. 4 noses that were concealed in a wooden box. Skulls that had been turned into makeshift bowls. And chins that were used as chair legs. And in a paper bag, they found the face of Mary Hogan, a tavern owner that had gone missing 3 years prior. It hadn't just been a rumor. She had been here all along. And on a wall hung a mask, carefully tanned in shape, like it was begging to be worn. Ed wasn't just a monster in the shadows. He helped his neighbors fix fences. He watched their kids. He shoveled driveways for little old ladies in wintertime. He was quiet. He was awkward. He was soft-spoken. People trusted him. But Ed lived alone in the same house where his mother had once preached fire and damnation. When she died, he sealed her bedroom up, perfect, untouched, just the way she left it. The rest of the house he left to rot. Ed confessed to exhuming graves, not once, not twice. He said he did it in a trance, like something was guiding him. He took only women who resembled his mother, same age, same frame. He removed their skin because he wanted to be her. Not to remember her, not to honor her, no, to become her. He would put the faces on and look into a mirror, and for a moment, he didn't have to be Ed. Psychiatrists later called it identity reconstruction, the breaking of the self, the rebuilding of a new one from pieces of others. There was no rage, there was no thrill, there was no pleasure, but just grief that had rotted so deeply that it needed new skin to fill the holes. Ed Gein was declared insane in 1958. He lived out the rest of his life in a state hospital. Quiet, harmless, polite. The house was burned down by the locals that same year. No one wanted it standing. His stories inspired Psycho, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Silence of the Lambs. But not one of those films captured the real horror. The real horror is how ordinary he seemed. This was file number 1 of Files of the Damned. Thank you guys for watching. This is Brandino Show, where we explore terrifying topics and share chilling stories that you'll never forget. And as always, y'all, until next time.